I go out on almost on a daily basis, wherever I can go, wherever I can sit in on a meeting, speak, just to be in the general area. I don't even have to be a speaker, but if somebody can come up to me and say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, you are," I say John Gonzales with Texas Wesleyan University, then they know that Texas Wesleyan University exists. We have presence. Meadowbrook Middle School, we work with them. Tarrant County College, I'm sorry, let me go back here. Tarrant County College, Hill College, and Weatherford College. My role with those three entities is to interact with the administrators and their deans and things of that nature to make sure that if we have a program and articulation and agreement with their campus, that it is staying on track. The next part of it is the business side. And that's involved the Fort Worth Chamber, for the Hispanic Chamber Leadership Fort Worth. With the Fort Worth Chamber, as I mentioned earlier, the East Area Council. That's representatives from different businesses on the east side. We adopt Meadowbrook. We also keep up with all the East Area Lancaster businesses because we're trying to help develop that area. An action ambassador, that right there is me and only me with the chamber. What that is we go out as action ambassadors. We do all the ribbon cuttings for the Fort Worth Chamber. Leadership Fort Worth is another program that I get to participate in. And again, like I mentioned, the luncheons, dinners, mixers, and more. That's the fun part of my job. Again, it's not 9 to 5. Okay, so community outreach. How does it relate to communications? What I do on a daily basis, in some form or fashion, one way or another, is deal with marketing, public relations, advertising, things of that nature, public speak about what I'm doing and what we're all about, university in general. How did I get here? It all started once upon a time back when I was about that big. No, I'm not going to go that far back, but we'll fast forward 15 years at Trimble Tech High School, where I went to high school here in Fort Worth. I am born and raised in Fort Worth. Right out of high school, I got a job part-time delivering for a commercial printing company. But then my interest, of course, how did they get that finished product on that card? We also did letterheads and envelopes. But I eventually moved into stripping. I learned layout design, computer graphics, customer service. This is where it all comes together. Customer service. After doing all these jobs for about 2 or 3 years with the company and started going full-time, I moved into customer service and sales. And the journey continues. My next foray was into the music business. So I started doing music locally, and I was a drummer. I just happened to be the guy that was interested in doing we need posters to hand out when people want us to autograph something. Again, I went back to my job at the print shop, and I used everything I was learning there. I was now applying to the music business. And then, so with that music business experience, I got all this at the same time. Public relations, we were out in the public every day. Business management. In the meantime, I get my associates at Tarrant County College. I figured I at least need to finish my associates, if nothing else, while I'm doing the music business, in case this music thing doesn't work out. I wasn't making any more money in the music business. I was bringing home nothing. So I left the music business. But when you've done music for about 12 years and you've worked at a print shop, jobs just aren't jumping out at you. And nobody was calling me back. One day I'm driving down Main Street. I look up and I see this sign right there. And I think to myself, they got to have something there I can do. Went in and was lucky enough that I got a job as the primary DJ on weekends and an assistant production. So started doing that. Well, as it turns out, also being the DJ of the club, I was given the opportunity to make the introductions on the stage, public relations, customer service, public speaking, people relations, and late nights. After 12 years of doing that in the music business, it was getting pretty old, so it was time to move on. And I landed here. How I got this position? The provost office and Dr. Henderson, who y'all may probably know. I realized that if you're working here, you get to go to school, free tuition. I worked on committees, and then I got to move into the communications office right before I graduated in 2005. When I was with the provost office, I started doing flyers for different campuses and different departments and different groups on campus. When an opportunity came open in the communications office, they had a whole revamp. So with his blessing and his encouragement, I moved on to communications coordinator. I was having fun. I was doing now what I wanted to do, I guess. What was taking me down the road I was going down. But the most fun I ever had was when I was still finishing my degree. I got to do, as an intern, a talk show. So I went to this radio station. I knew the general manager. I thought I was going to be doing coffee, copies, and trash. And we're talking, I go, okay, when do I start? He goes, well, you can start whenever. He goes, but I just need you to have a taped radio show in 2 weeks. And I was like, what? And he goes, I need you to have a taped radio community talk show in 2 weeks. So he goes, it's all up to you, however you want to do it. You book the guest, you produce it, you host it if you want to host it. I don't care. Just bring to me on Friday, on a CD, a taped show. So then I walked out of that meeting and was just going crazy. What am I going to do? Came back here, and do all of y'all know Richard Massey? Down in the studio? Richard helped me out. I hosted the show. I didn't do a script, and so I did that for my spring 2005 as my internship. I continued it on through the end of 2005. I just was having so much fun, and it was going so great. I just kept doing it. So if you can do an internship, do it. I graduated and moved on to Nolan Catholic High School, my first job after Wesleyan and graduating as Director of Communications. I was a one-man office. I was the public relations, media advising, media liaison, graphic design, webmaster, you name it. I did it all at Nolan Catholic. But one of the greatest things that ever happened for me is that Dr. Henderson called me and said, John, we're looking at creating this position with the university community outreach coordinator, and we think you're the guy. And I said, well, thank you, because by chance I'm looking, you know. And so we met, a couple of times, talked some things out, and here I am. So all that was the cumulative effort of me. Here I am today. Community outreach coordinator and anything else needed. Exactly like I said, anything else needed. That whole experience, my whole experience, everything I've ever done, it still comes into play today. Still comes into play today. I still do some ads for the student services department. I've done some ads that we've done down in Burleson and some different papers down there, That's me. Got any questions?